Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Timberwolves Stadium. I'm Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com. We're all set for another high school football game. Beautiful weather in Fort Bragg today and tonight. T-shirt weather. So far, anyway, it's clear, no fog like last game. It's the second game of the season for the Fort Bragg Timberwolves, where tonight they take on the St. Bernard's Crusaders. You might remember last year the St. Bernard's Crusaders beat Fort Bragg up in St. Bernard's. It was a day game. It was the only regular season loss the Timberwolves suffered all of last season. So they got something to prove tonight. They got some players left over from that team last year, and they want to beat St. Bernard's here tonight. In the junior varsity contest, the Fort Bragg JVs won by a score of 35-14. They used a lot of big plays in this one. They scored in the first quarter with just 8 seconds left when Tyler Baker scored from 2 yards out on a sweep. That gave the JVs a lead of 6-0. The point after failed. Then a 43-yard touchdown pass from Kaylor Sullivan scored the next touchdown. The PAT was good. It was 14-0 at that point in the second quarter. Then another touchdown pass from Kaylor Sullivan, this time a 4-yard pass. And once again, the point after was good. Fort Bragg led at that time by a score of 21-0. They added another touchdown just before the half on a 75-yard fumble recovery return by Tristan Strickland. He recovered a fumble and went 75 yards for a touchdown. It was 28-0 at half. In the second half, St. Bernard's, that is, did score a couple of touchdowns, but it was too little too late. And another fine long run. Lucas Triplett ran 65 yards as the substitute quarterback. He was in there for Kaylor Sullivan at the end of the game because the Timberwolves had a big lead at that point. And an exciting run from Lucas Triplett. He faked a pitch, went around, and scored from 65 yards out. So the big play was a big factor for the JVs tonight, and they come home a winner 35-14. Now get set. Varsity football's next. Once again, I'm Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com. We're rebroadcasting this game Saturday morning on the Skunk, and you're watching this on the internet anytime, anywhere you have a handheld internet device. Thanks for joining us here tonight. We expect a great game, and we'll continue with the pregame show here in just a moment. All right. First, let's take a look at the home team, Fort Bragg Timberwolves, with head coach Roy Perkins. The Timberwolves are coming off a win against McKinleyville last week, and their opener 20-7 was the final score here at home. In that game in the third quarter, their outstanding running back, Zach Smith, injured his knee. Now, he is suited up tonight, but there's probably a good chance he will not play in this game. Fort Bragg does have a week off next week before they head down and take on Galileo High in San Francisco. So Coach Perkins probably going to give Zach Smith the night off here tonight. Other players who suffered minor injuries in the game include Nathan Johnson, the outstanding young running back who is transferred over here from the Sacramento area. He twisted his ankle, but he is suited up. He is going to play tonight. And also quarterback Tyler Ashby suffered from some leg cramps at the tail end of that game against McKinleyville last week. He's suited up. He's ready to go. So really the only player that might not see action tonight, and boy, what an important part of the offense, is Zach Smith. The Timberwolves run that veer option with Tyler Ashby at quarterback, but they're going to face a tough team tonight in St. Bernard's. I mentioned already that St. Bernard's was the lone team to beat the Timberwolves in the regular season last year. It was a Saturday day game up in Eureka. Now, a new head coach this year, former Timberwolf alumni Jason White is no longer the football coach at St. Bernard's. Jason, congratulations to him, is now the head coach at Eureka High School. But the new coach, Matt Tomlin, for St. Bernard's is bringing a completely different offense. St. Bernard's will now run the spread offense. Their JVs ran the spread offense. It didn't work too good against the Fort Bragg JVs, but we'll see how it works here at the varsity level. They're led by their quarterback, Patrick Allen, and he'll be looking for Chandler Wilson at wide receiver and Logan Thrapp also there. Clive Huddleston is the running back. He wears number 21. That'll probably see most of the carries. In the spread offense, You can keep it yourself. You can give it to the running back. You basically spread out the defense. You might remember a few years ago when the Fort Bragg Timberwolves went all the way and won the section title with their outstanding running back Jake Chimolino and their quarterback Brent Moyer. They ran the spread offense under then head coach Jack Moyer. So the Timberwolves, with head coach Roy Perkins, know a little bit about the spread offense. They know how to defend it, but they'll be challenged here tonight. The other thing, St. Bernard's runs a no-huddle offense. That means after each play, they're right up at the line of scrimmage and they're ready to go again. If you're watching this on the internet via MendocinoTV.com, you'll notice that the players all look at their wrists. It might appear as though they're looking to see what time it is. No, they don't have a hot date after the game. Each player has on their wrist a series of the plays. The coach just calls out a number from the sideline. They all then look at their wrist to see what play it is, and they run the play. There is no huddle, so your defense doesn't have time to send in special packages. You got to line up and go, just like the Denver Broncos run under their outstanding quarterback Peyton Manning. So it should be a good game. We look for an exciting contest here tonight. St. Bernard's again beat Fort Bragg last year. Fort Bragg would like to turn that around here tonight. For the Skunk FM, I'm Lindy Peters as we get set to rebroadcast this game this morning. And for MendocinoTV.com, we're ready. Timberwolves Stadium is rocking. Beautiful weather tonight for a high school football game, and we're glad you've joined us. High school football's next here on MendocinoTV.com and the Skunk FM. Stick around. I'm Lindy Peters. All right, the Fort Bragg co-captains are heading out now to midfield to dispense with the coin toss. Tyler Ashby, along with him, Brian Beckman, Ty Vaughn, and Zach Smith. Co-captains for St. Bernard's include Chandler Wilson. Hard to see their numbers. Ben Cortis is out there. Also Patrick Allen, I believe. Let's see who wins the toss. We should point out that the St. Bernard's Crusaders will be wearing white jerseys with their green pants and green helmets. Their colors are a little bit different. If you watched the video last year or got used to watching St. Bernard's, they do have a little bit different color scheme, a little bit different shade of green this year. Timberwolves, of course, in their home purple with their white numerals and gray pants. And let's see, the coin toss is being administered by the head official out there as we get set for some great football action tonight. As I mentioned at the outset in the pregame show, we do have some very nice weather. It's starting to chill down a little bit. Once the sun went down, it started to cool off a little bit. Folks getting their jackets out now, but we had T-shirt weather for the junior varsity game. And again, if you just joined us, JVs from Fort Bragg won 35-14. Another impressive performance by their quarterback, Kaylor Sullivan. It looks like St. Bernard's has won the toss. And usually in high school, you don't defer, you elect to receive. And in fact, St. Bernard's will receive the opening kickoff, very similar to what happened last week with McKinleyville. So the Timberwolves will be kicking it off to St. Bernard's when we start here on the Skunk FM. We're rebroadcasting this game on a Saturday morning. I'm Lindy Peters, and St. Bernard's and Fort Bragg Timberwolves ready to tee it up and kick it off here for exciting high school basketball action. You're also watching this on the internet via MendocinoTV.com. We get set now for the kickoff, and we'll have that coming up here shortly. All right, we're getting set for the kickoff now. The Fort Bragg Timberwolves huddle around head coach Roy Perkins. Across the way, Coach Matt Tomlin and his St. Bernard's Crusaders. A couple of interesting sidebar stories here. A couple of brothers anchor the defense and the line for St. Bernard's, Ben Cortis and Daniel Cortis. And a couple of their skill position players are cousins, Logan Thrapp and Chandler Wilson. Not a big crowd down here from St. Bernard's tonight, but a decent crowd across the way as we get set to kick this thing off. Again, St. Bernard's won the toss. Fort Bragg will be kicking off. They play 12-minute quarters in high school football action. Teeing it up and ready to kick off for the Timberwolves is River Saunders. Deep to receive, Patrick Allen, the quarterback, also safety on defense. And along with him back there, I believe that's Chandler Wilson. Hard to see his number from here. Anyway, here we go. Saunders kicks it off, a nice booming kick. Allen takes it at his own 2-yard line, up to the 10, up to the 15, across the 15. He breaks free. And he is horse collar tackled down at the 44-yard line. Then there's a fumble on the play. But I believe St. Bernard's has it. Patrick Allen nearly returned that all the way for a touchdown. So here comes St. Bernard's now. Remember, they run the spread offense, and it's no huddle. So the Timberwolves defense better be on their toes and better get set to go. Here they come. St. Bernard's lines up. Pimentel splits out to the left. Allen at quarterback in the shotgun. In the backfield with him is Chandler Wilson. Another man split far out to the right. That's Logan Thrapp. The play called in from the bench, and here's the first play of the game. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Man comes in motion. The give is to him around the right side. He's got some room. He's got some decent yardage up across the 50 down into Timberwolves territory to the 48-yard line. That was Clive Huddleston, who came in motion from the left slot position. And again, St. Bernard's will line it right up, running the no huddle. Timberwolves defense is set. It's 8 yards on that first play. 2nd down and 2 now. Thrapp splits out to the left. A man slotted inside of him. Allen again in the shotgun for St. Bernard's, running that spread. The JVs, the quarterback ran a lot. Man comes in motion again. That's Huddleston. The give is to him. This time he comes around the left side. He's got a 1st down and more as he's tackled across the 45 down to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10, St. Bernard's. Actually, they give him forward progress down to the Timberwolves 40-yard line where it's 1st and 10. So 2 plays and a 1st down for St. Bernard's. 2 men split out right. That's Thrapp. Inside of him, Pimentel in the slot. Allen at quarterback for St. Bernard's. 1st and 10 from the Timberwolves 40-yard line. Just underway here on the Skunk FM Saturday morning rebroadcast. This time a give again is to Huddleston, sweeping the right side. And again, he's got good yardage. And again, he gets close to the 1st down. About a 10-yard pickup that time. And all they're doing is sweeping right and left off this spread offense. And so far, some decent yardage for St. Bernard's. That was a 9-yard pickup at the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Again, I'm Lindy Peters for Mendocino TV and the Skunk FM, rebroadcasting this game on a Saturday morning, and you're watching this on the internet anytime, anywhere. So 2nd down and short yardage now. Spread offense, 3 men spread out here to the left this time. 1 man in the backfield along with Allen. Man comes in motion. Fake. Allen's going to keep it this time, and he's got the 1st down and more as he gets down across the 25 down to the 22-yard line, and the Crusaders chewing up the yardage on the ground here. Down to the Timberwolves 23-yard line. And they line right up once again on offense. Allen in the shotgun. 2 men split out left, 1 man to the right. Man comes in motion from the right to the left. The give is to him. He gets around the corner again, and a nice tackle by Tyler Ashby that time near the 20-yard line. He gets across the 20. Ball carrier that time was Nick Evansizer. His first carry picked up about 5. 2nd down and 5. The ball at the 17-yard line of the Timberwolves. On the near hash mark now as the Crusaders line up that spread offense. 2 men split out to the right, 1 man to the left. Let's see if he comes in motion. Here he comes in motion. Fake. Allen keeps it. Again, good yardage. Face mask call against the Timberwolves. He's going to be short of the 1st down, but a penalty is going to tack on 10 yards this time as Allen was grabbed by the face mask. Looked like Richie may have reached in and got the face mask that time. The Timberwolves, again, their defense is going to have to set up quickly on each play, although with a penalty, at least that'll stop action here for a moment. We're just underway, first quarter, 9:13 to go. St. Bernard's started with a decent kickoff return all the way out close to midfield, and then they've just been gaining yardage on the ground, and now a 10-yard penalty will give them 1st and goal at the Timberwolves 8-yard line. So St. Bernard's comes out on fire here tonight. Timberwolves defense will have to stiffen now. Deep in their own territory at the 8. And one of the Timberwolves jumps off sides that time. It looks like he was Walker Ferreira that time was fooled by the snap count. A hard snap count by Allen that time, and that's another 5 yards. That brings it into the inside the 5-yard line now, down to the 3-yard line. 1st down, they got 4 plays to get a touchdown from less than 5 yards out, and they've been gaining well over 5 yards of play. There's Huddleston sweeping the right. He gets around the corner again, and he is in to the end zone. Touchdown, St. Bernard's, and they made it look easy on their first drive. The Timberwolves just not able to get outside containment so far. It's early, and running against a no-huddle offense that time, the defense back on their heels almost the entire series. So St. Bernard's will line up for a 2-point conversion here. 8:44 to go in the first quarter, 6-0. The Crusaders have taken the lead here. Allen sets a man in motion. That's Huddleston. Low snap. This time he keeps it himself. He's going to go around the left side. He's got defensive containment, and he is dropped by Shane Tupper. Nice tackle that time. And the only bright spot in this first series is the fact that Timberwolves do not allow the 2-point conversion. Other than that, it's all St. Bernard's in the first 6 minutes and 15 seconds of this game. A little less than that, actually. They played 12-minute quarters, so it took St. Bernard's about 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go and get pay dirt. So the score, with 8:44 to go in the first quarter, it's St. Bernard 6, Fort Bragg nothing. We'll have the kickoff coming up. All right, so here we go as St. Bernard's gets ready to kick off. Logan Thrapp will kick it off for the Crusaders. Deep to receive, Devin Morgan. Zach Smith, again, is suited up tonight, but he is not going to play due to that knee injury he suffered last week against McKinleyville. So here's the kick, and it's an onside kick. St. Bernard's looks like they're going to have it. And boy, the momentum is all Crusaders. The JVs tried an onside kick right away, and it failed. You'd think maybe Fort Bragg would have expected that, perhaps, but they did not. And St. Bernard's gets it right back, going the same direction. At the Timberwolves 46-yard line, it's 1st and 10. And Fort Bragg, who did not trail the entire game against McKinleyville last week, is behind 6-0. And St. Bernard's has the football. So once again, here's that spread offense. 2 men split out to the left. Allen at quarterback. 1 man split right. That's usually the guy they'll put in motion. 1st and 10 at the Timberwolves 46-yard line. Here he comes in motion, the man from the right. And the give is to him around the side. This time he stopped for a moment in the backfield. Then he breaks a tackle and is tackled near the line of scrimmage that time. Coming up to make the play was Nathan Johnson for the Timberwolves.
Number 33, Nick Evansizer, the ball carrier.
Evansizer, the ball carrier. Maybe picked up a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Ball at the Timberwolves 45-yard line. St. Bernard's, who just recovered an onside kick, has the football with Allen at quarterback. Again, the play comes in from the sideline. The players look at their wristbands to see what play it is, and here we go. 2nd down and 9. Allen and the shotgun spread formation. See if they send the near man in motion. Here he comes. Evansizer in motion. Snap, fake to him, and a penalty flag. Stops action that time. One of the Crusaders may have lined up off sides. Let's see what the call is. No, it's a motion caller, false start against the Crusaders, so a 5-yard penalty. The last drive when St. Bernard's went in and scored were only 4 minutes into this game. St. Bernard's leads 6-0, and then they recovered the onside kick. But a couple of penalties helped them score that last touchdown, though they didn't need too much help because they were moving the ball very well. Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM, rebroadcasting this game on Saturday morning, and you're watching this on the internet on MendocinoTV.com. Again, that spread formation. Allen sends Evansizer in motion from left to right. Fakes to him. Drops back. He's going to throw this time. Throwing the deep pass. Man is open. Incomplete. He overthrew Logan Thrapp, the intended receiver. Johnson on the coverage for the Timberwolves. Also back there was Devin Morgan. So that'll stop the clock and give the Timberwolves defense a chance to maybe set up a little bit this time. And it'll set up a 3rd down and 15. The ball right at midfield. St. Bernard's with a 6-0 lead. Going right down and scoring on the first possession. And now it's 3rd and long. See if they throw the ball this time. Pimentel splits way out to the left. Inside of him is Chandler Wilson. Thrapp, the wide receiver, to the right. 2 men slotted inside him. Again, they look at the coach for the play. Clive Huddleston out there on the right along with one other player whose number I can't quite see. But here we go. The true spread offense this time. No one in the backfield. Allen, the lone man, the quarterback. He's quarterback draw. And he's got some room, but he's going to be short of the 1st down up to the 40-yard line. But he picked up about 10 yards that time, and it's going to set up an interesting situation. They'll probably go for it here. I doubt they'll punt the ball at the Timberwolves 41-yard line. It's 4th down and 5, although they are sending a different unit out on the field, so it may be a punt. But if I were the Timberwolves with that onside kick a moment ago, you might watch for the fake or at least make sure you don't get drawn off sides. Nathan Johnson now drops back in punt receiving formation for the Timberwolves at about the 5-yard line. It looks like, for all intents and purposes, the Crusaders are going to punt the ball. Man will be punting from his own 45 or thereabouts. There's a snap. There's the punt. It's a low kick. It bounces. Johnson picks it up and is tackled immediately at the 10-yard line. So the Timberwolves will have it 1st and 10. First time they'll have the football now, and they'll have it deep in their own territory at their own 10-yard line. And if you're just joining us, Zach Smith, their outstanding running back, is not playing. He's suited up tonight, but he suffered a knee injury last week in the 3rd quarter against McKinleyville, and so he's not playing. Now, St. Vincent's dropped it on the Crusaders last week. St. Bernard's got beat 20-0, so that touchdown they scored a moment ago was their first touchdown of the year. All right, the Timberwolves for the first time on offense now. Devin Morgan is in the backfield. Tyler Ashby's going to run out of the shotgun. At quarterback for Fort Bragg. 2 men split out left. Morgan, the lone back. Ashby fakes to him, keeps it around the left side. Jukes 1 man, gets up to the line of scrimmage, still on his feet, tries to go back the other way, and then is dropped right at the line of scrimmage, or maybe lost a yard at about the 10-yard line. Ashby trying to get outside the left side that time, but he was cut off. Looked like Brandon White, the outside linebacker on the right side, made the stop for St. Bernard's. So no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. The ball still at the Timberwolves 10-yard line. 6:16 to go first quarter. St. Bernard 6. Fort Bragg nothing. Must be tough to be Zach Smith to be sitting on the sideline right now watching this. Ashby over center now. Takes a snap. Gives, and the man is dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Titus, the ball carrier that time. He got nothing. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Morgan checks in for the Timberwolves. Johnson checks out. Titus also checks out for Fort Bragg, and checking in will be Patrick Tadlock. So it's going to be 3rd down. Ball at about the 11-yard line. Called a 1-yard gain by Titus that time. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. This time the Timberwolves spread it out. 2 men split left, 2 men split right. Ashby in the shotgun formation. Takes a snap, back to pass, rolling to his right. A penalty flag is down. Long pass to Tyvon. He makes the catch and then drops it. Almost made the catch. Couldn't hold on at the 43-yard line, but penalty flag right at the 5-yard line. That's usually in the vicinity of holding, and in fact it is holding against the Timberwolves. So St. Bernard's will decline, and Fort Bragg will have to punt out of their own end zone. So field position right now favoring St. Bernard's. It's 6-0. The Crusaders have the lead. 5:15 to go. If you just joined us here Saturday morning, you're listening to the Skunk FM. I'm Lindy Peters. If you're watching on the internet, it's MendocinoTV.com. St. Bernard's took the opening kickoff, went right downfield, were helped by a couple of penalties, and scored to take a 6-0 lead. Then they did an onside kick, which they recovered. Fort Bragg held. They had to punt, but the Timberwolves held deep in their own territory, unable to move the football on their first offensive possession. And Fort Bragg has called a timeout as Coach Roy Perkins heads out there. And he'll talk with his team. So we'll take a timeout on the field. Again, the score, 5:15 to go first quarter. St. Bernard 6, Fort Bragg nothing. All right, the Timberwolves after the timeout are set to punt. River Saunders will be punting out of his own end zone. Deep to receive is Patrick Allen for the Crusaders. There's the snap. He gets the punt away, an end-over-end kick, and it bounces out to the 41-yard line where it's down. So a 31-yard punt, but no return, and St. Bernard's has it once again across midfield. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Timberwolves' 41-yard line. Running that no-huddle spread offense, which so far has been difficult for the Timberwolves defense to stop. 5:10 to go first quarter. St. Bernard 6, Fort Bragg nothing. So here we go, that spread offense. This time Huddleston split out to the left. The strong side is the right side. 2 receivers out that way along with the tight end. They'll usually send the weak side man in motion. And here he comes in motion. Allen gets a snap, fakes, keeps. He's going to throw deep right. Got a man under the ball, and it's just overthrown. Morgan on the coverage, but he was beat that time. Pimentel had a couple of steps on him and unable to bring that one in. That's the same play they ran just the last series that was also incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. The defense now lines up for the Timberwolves. As the no-huddle St. Bernard's offense comes back, Pimentel finally gets back to set in his position. This time no one in the backfield with Allen at quarterback. 2 men split left, 3 men split out to the right. 2 are in the slot position. Back to pass is Allen. Throws quickly to Pimentel left side. He's got it. He's tackled short of the first down at about the 32-yard line. It's going to set up 3rd down and short for the Crusaders. So it'll be 3rd down and about 2. This time there's a man back behind Allen in the formation here for the Crusaders. Allen's still in the shotgun, and he draws the Timberwolves offside, and that was an intentional offsides by a hard count. The Timberwolves did that to McKinleyville last week, but they got victimized that time. So a 5-yard penalty against Fort Bragg will give them a freebie 1st down. And one thing the Timberwolves can't afford to do, trailing 6-0, is give anything away. So the chains move. It's 1st and 10. The ball at the Timberwolves' 26-yard line. Allen takes a snap, keeps it himself after a fake, and has got big yardage. And he's going to go all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Bernard's. Just faked it and ran right to the right side. And so far, the Timberwolves defense has nothing against this spread offense for St. Bernard's. They look befuddled out there. That time, Allen went right off the right tackle and went all the way into the end zone. A 26-yard touchdown run, and Fort Bragg trails 12-0. 4:24 to go, 1st quarter. So now, once again, St. Bernard's will go for the extra point. 2-point conversion. And Noah Davis, a back-up quarterback now, with a bad snap, and he falls on it. And so if anything's going right for Fort Bragg or wrong for St. Bernard's, it's St. Bernard's extra point attempts following their touchdowns. That time they intended to give the ball to Allen. He nearly ran the kickoff back for a touchdown, a saving tackle. He's their quarterback. He just ran it in from 26 yards out, almost untouched over right tackle. And with 4:24 to go in the 1st quarter, 12-0. St. Bernard's has the lead. Coach Roy Perkins has got his team now on the field there. Remember last time St. Bernard's tried an onside kick and recovered it. Usually you don't do 2 onside kicks in a row, but the way things are going for St. Bernard's, it's like you're sitting there at the craps table and you're just rolling 7 after 7 after 7. The momentum totally St. Bernard's so far in this game. It's early. Still plenty of time to play here. 12-0. The Crusaders leading the Timberwolves. And we're not even through the 1st quarter yet. 4:24 to go. But Fort Bragg on their first offensive series had it at their own 10-yard line and were unable to move the football. So Morgan back to receive for Fort Bragg. I think that's Tadlock across the field back with him as St. Bernard's gets ready to kick it off. Here's the kick, and this time he kicks it away. It's a low kick, and it's taken by Morgan at his 15 to the 20 to the 25 to the 30, and still on his feet up across the 35 up near the 40-yard line. So a nice return from Devin Morgan that time will give the Timberwolves much better field position on this possession. Fort Bragg could get right back in this game and change the momentum if they could make a big play or get something going here on offense this series. So the Timberwolves break the huddle. Ashby brings him up. Vaughn splits out to the left. Jesse Martinez splits out with him left. Titus split out here to the right along with Tupper. And the give is to Morgan, and he is tackled immediately in the backfield by St. Bernard's. Daniel Cortis made the tackle that time as if no one even blocked him. A big loss, about a 7-yard loss, and it's 2nd down and 17, and it's looking like this could be a long night for the Timberwolves. You got to remember, Fort Bragg beat McKinleyville 20-7 last week, and St. Bernard's was shut out. They got beat 20-0. Granted, St. Vincent's has a good football program, but I'm sure the Crusaders are feeling pretty good right now. They have 3 down linemen in their defensive set and 4 linebackers. Fort Bragg now with Ashby in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking to his left. Throws. Got a man open. He slips, falls, and makes the catch. That's Tupper near the first down marker. Maybe he didn't just slip. Maybe he slowed down because that pass was underthrown that time. But a nice catch by Shane Tupper, giving the Timberwolves going to be 3rd down and short at their own 49-yard line. They almost look as though they have the first down. I'm not going to call a measurement, though, so they just need less than a yard, really, to get a first down here. If they get it across midfield, it's a first down. Ashby out of the shotgun. As St. Bernard's digs in, Ashby's going to keep it himself. He's got the first down. And a flag comes flying in at the end of the play. So this could get nullified here if it's against the Timberwolves. Ball is spotted at the St. Bernard's 47-yard line at this point. And it's face mask call against St. Bernard. So the personal foul will give the Timberwolves, that's only a 5-yard penalty, so it must have been an incidental face mask that time, where you just get your hand up near the helmet, not actually grab the face mask. But nonetheless, it's a first down to for the Timberwolves, and they need it at the St. Bernard's 43-yard line. It's 12-0. St. Bernard's has a lead. 2:40 to go, first quarter. You're listening to a rebroadcast here on the Skunk FM and watching this on MendocinoTV.com on the internet. Ashby, again, just completely in the backfield that time was Daniel Cortis. He got there so fast, I didn't even have time to see who it was. But Ashby, as soon as he got the snap, before he could even hand the ball off, Cortis tackled him. So it's another big loss, about 5 or 6 yards, 2nd and 16 now. The ball back at the St. Bernard's 48-yard line. Cortis, who lines up on the right side defensive line. 6'5", 185-pounder. So somebody's going to have to do some blocking there, or Ashby's going to have a long night. Tyler in the shotgun once again. Gets a snap. Fake. Back to pass. Now he steps up to run. He's got some room to the right side, and he just can't get out there. A tripped-up tackle that time by a man who was actually on his back. Tommy Brown just got Ashby that time. Picked up just about maybe 2 yards, setting up 3rd and 14 now. The ball at the 46-yard line. 1:21 to go, first quarter. St. Bernard's 12, Fort Bragg nothing. So far it's been all Crusaders on offense and defense. And like I said, one big play for the Timberwolves could get them right back in this game, and this would be a good time to try and get that done. 2 men split out to the right, 2 men in the backfield. Ashby back to pass. Steps up, and he is tackled from behind and fumbles, and the ball is recovered by St. Bernard's. And once again, it was Daniel Cortis who made the stop. The fumble was recovered that time by Noah Davis, and St. Bernard's has the ball at their own 48-yard line. And there's no other way to describe it tonight, that Fort Bragg is just getting beat. So here comes that no-huddle offense for St. Bernard's now. Two men split left, 2 men split to the right. Allen at quarterback, who really has not been hit so far today. Taking a while for St. Bernard's to get this play off, but they've got time because this is no-huddle offense. There's a snap. Allen, quarterback draw, and here he goes again, untouched for the first 6 yards, or 5 yards anyway, and then is dropped this time. Ritchie made the stop. About a 5-yard pickup, 2nd down and 5. When you have that spread offense and you spread out your formation, the defense has to honor that. They have to spread out with you. So Allen that time, who's a great runner, just basically ran the quarterback draw and was 5 yards before he was touched. He went 26 yards into the end zone a while ago. 12-0 St. Bernard's. Were under 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. There's the give on the handoff, running around the right side and getting big yardage again, and a first down is Clive Huddleston down to the Timberwolves' 36-yard line. And so far, Fort Bragg has no answer for the spread offense. Clock keeps running now as they bring it up to the line of scrimmage. The first quarter is going to end before St. Bernard's is going to get another playoff here, I think. Down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. There's the horn ending the first quarter, and it ends all St. Bernard's. The Crusaders lead by a score of 12-0. They scored a touchdown on their first possession, an onside kick. Fort Bragg stopped them, but they were forced them to punt, but Fort Bragg unable to move the football, had to kick it away themselves, and St. Bernard's went in and scored on a 26-yard run from Allen, and they lead it 12-0. As I said earlier, about the only thing going right for Fort Bragg is they're able to stop the extra point. So that's the end of the first quarter. It's St. Bernard's 12, Fort Bragg nothing. I'm Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com. We'll be back with the second quarter. Fort Bragg trailing 12-0. The clock on the scoreboard hasn't been reset for 12 minutes yet. The only 12 is on the visitors' side there, where the Crusaders have the lead. Now they get the 12 minutes up on the clock. After the fumble recovery near the end of that first quarter, St. Bernard's has it at the Fort Bragg 31-yard line, where it's 1st and 10. They had a fumble recovery and then one long run. There's a fake. Allen back to pass, finally getting some pressure, and down he goes. He is sacked in the backfield as Tyler Moorhead tries to put at least one grass stain on number 16's jersey. Big loss back to the St. Bernard's 45-yard line. Lost about 12, making second down and long. If you missed it in the junior varsity contest, Fort Bragg won it 35-14. But in the varsity contest with 11:30 to go in the first half, they trail 12-0. St. Bernard's, again with that spread offense, 2 men split to the right, 2 men split to the left. Allen at quarterback, back there by himself in the shotgun. He gets the snap, back to pass, getting some pressure, setting up a screen, and it's caught, and the tackle made that time nicely as Chandler Wilson made the catch, and a penalty flag goes in as the Timberwolf seems to be injured who made the tackle that time. He rolls over and slowly getting up is Jesse Martinez as the officials talk about this one. Boy, they set up that screen nicely, but nice play by Martinez to stop him, but the flag is now being picked up by the officials, so there is no penalty. That's going to set up 3rd down and long. 3rd down and about 15 yards to go. The ball at the Timberwolves' 41-yard line. 11:01 to go. We're just underway second quarter. I'm Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com as Martinez, who is injured, comes out of the game for a moment. Might have had the wind knocked out of him that time. Seems to be holding his jersey up near his ribs. So it's 3rd down now for the Crusaders in the spread formation. Allen at shotgun, back there by himself. And there's a snap. There's the same play, screen play, and this time it's going to work. No, short of the first down as Chandler Wilson took the pass that time. Nice tackle by Brett Giacomella to stop him short of the first down, but it's all the way down to the Timberwolves' 32-yard line, setting up 4th down and 6. And they're probably going to go for it here. Let's see. Allen still in the backfield. With him back there is Clive Huddleston. And St. Bernard's is going to go for it, leading 12-0. Allen back to pass, looking to his right. Now he throws. The pass is caught. Ty Vaughn makes a stop, short of the first down at the 30-yard line. Chandler Wilson made the catch, but Vaughn with a nice tackle. Morgan also in there, and that'll set up a turn it over on downs. It'll set up a first down for the Timberwolves at their own 31-yard line. So a good defensive series that time that was helped by the sack by Tyler Moorhead. That was the first time Allen faced any pressure and was sacked. They did try a nice screenplay a couple of times. But the Timberwolves have to figure out how to block big 6'5" Daniel Cordes here at the right side line. Tyler Ashby now 1st and 10. His team trailing 12-0. The Timberwolves have a personnel shortage. Someone seems to be confused. He runs out onto the field late, and the Timberwolves are going to get the play off. Ashby gives to the first man coming through, and then a fumble. I guess he didn't give it to the first man. He fumbled, and St. Bernard's recovers. Just like that, they get the football back. Boy, the Timberwolves are not playing well tonight. Got to give credit to St. Bernard's, but along with St. Bernard's playing well, the Timberwolves are firing on 7 pistons right now. So their defense right back out on the field after the turnover on the first play. And with 10 minutes to go here in the first half, it's all St. Bernard's leading 12-0. Here comes that spread offense with no huddle. 2 men split to the right, 1 man to the left. And a lone back, Huddleston back behind Allen at quarterback. He gets a snap. He's back to pass. He's looking to his left. Got Pimentel there going to the corner. And it's dropped as Tupper went for the... He went to knock it down. Tupper for the Timberwolves. It went right by his hand, and Pimentel basically dropped the football right near the goal line on the far side of the field. So the Timberwolves catch a break there. Clock stops with 9:55 to go in this first half. Timberwolves, again, like I've been saying, are one big play away from getting right back in this game, but they just don't seem to be playing very well so far. Give credit to St. Bernard's, too. Allen draws the Timberwolves off sides again with a hard count. There's a free 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5 now instead of 2nd and 10. Right back to what I was just saying. Fort Bragg is not playing very well tonight. And they don't have their big gun Zach Smith in the lineup. He's suited up on the sideline, but his injured knee is preventing him from playing in this game. And you're beginning to see how important he is, at least up to this point. All right, here comes St. Bernard's now, 2nd and 5. Allen in the shotgun. Gets the snap, looking to his left. There's a throw to Pimentel, who makes a catch, and his ankle wrapped and then tackled short of the first down, I think. Ashby came in there to finish him off. I wasn't quite sure who made the initial stop. I think that might have been Martinez back in the game who might have made the initial stop that time. It's going to set up 3rd down and short for St. Bernard's. They're on the far hash mark. 3rd down and a yard. The ball down to the Timberwolves' 21-yard line. So they're in 4-down territory here. They'll go for it if they don't make it here. Allen in the shotgun, got Huddleston behind him. 2 men split out here to the right. Tight end also out here on the right side. They give to Huddleston, and he is going to be dropped, I believe, short of the first down. Setting up 4th down. Nice tackle that time. That was Jesse Bishop in there that got in there and actually dropped him for a loss. Back to the 20, about the 21-yard line. They need to get to the 19-yard line, so it's going to be 4th and 2. This is a big play for the Timberwolves defense. They need to dig in their heels and make a stop. 2 men split to the right, 1 man to the left. Huddleston, the lone back, with Allen in the backfield in the spread formation for the Crusaders. He takes a snap, throws quickly to the left. It's caught. First down. Tupper makes a stop. Ashby finishes it off, but it's too late. That's a dangerous pass if you know it's coming. Now, they've thrown it twice. If Tupper's smart out there, next time all he needs to do is step in front of that, and he's got the whole sideline, and if Pimentel can't catch him, it'll be a pick 6. But you got to respect that route as well. If it's the old hitch and go, that could be a touchdown. So it's 1st and 10 now for the St. Bernard's Crusaders. They have it at the 15-yard line, leading 12-0. 8:29 to go, 2nd quarter. Spread formation. 2 men split out to the right. Allen at quarterback. There's that quarterback draw again. No one touches him for the first 5 yards, and then a nice tackle that time as he gets to the 10-yard line. Well, the defense has got to do a little better job on that particular play, although that time they thwarted him, but he's getting good yardage before he even has to make a move on anybody. Picked up 4 that time, just short of the 10-yard line. Second down and 6, the ball at the Timberwolves' 11-yard line. St. Bernard's has been in total control of this game thus far, both offensively and defensively. 2 men split to the right, 1 man up top on the left. They send him in motion. That's Huddleston. They fake to Huddleston, keeping it as Allen, and he breaks a tackle, and he's going all the way in. Touchdown, St. Bernard's. And he's got a clean jersey so far. He's just not getting hit. He's faked it to Huddleston. That sweep play that they opened the game with has had a lot of success. So the Timberwolves defense, thinking that Huddleston was going to take it and sweep to the right, basically went to that direction, and that left the left side wide open. And Allen with a nice run as he cut it back and into the end zone. So it's 18-0. 7:35 to go here in the half. St. Bernard's will go for 2 points. This has been one way we've been able to stop him. Bernard's throw. This time it's caught by Pimentel. The 2-point conversion is good. And with 7:35 to go in the half, it is all St. Bernard's, friends. 20-0, the Crusaders over the Timberwolves. I'm Lindy Peters. We'll be back with the kickoff with St. Bernard's in total domination. 20-0. 7:35 to go in the half. All right, here we go with the kickoff. Timberwolves back to receive. Teeing it up is Logan Thrapp for St. Bernard's. Now, there's a lot of time left in this game. Fort Bragg last year made some nice plays, coming back in a couple of games. All right, so here we go as Thrapp gets ready to kick off. Morgan back to receive along with him is the up man, and it's out of bounds. That was Gabe Ibarra, the up man that time, along with him. Goes out of bounds, and that's not like the pros where if your kickoff goes out of bounds, it's a penalty. But instead, I think when you kick it off out of bounds, it goes up to the 35-yard line. Let's see if I remember my high school rules properly. And that is where they're going to spot it. So the Timberwolves have it at their own 35-yard line. All right, let's see if their offense can get something going here. They need to. They trail 20-0. 7:35 to go in the half as 3 men split to the right, and St. Bernard's calls a timeout. So we'll take a timeout on the field. Again, the score, it's St. Bernard's 20, Fort Bragg nothing. We'll return here right after this timeout. All right, we're back after the timeout. The Timberwolves now trailing 20-0 are going to have to throw the football. Now, the one problem with that is so far Tyler Ashby has not had much time in the backfield. When he's been going back to pass the football, big Daniel Cortis has been in his face. 6'5", 185-pound defensive lineman for St. Bernard's, and Timberwolves offensive line hasn't had an answer for him so far. Ashby over center. Nathan Johnson, the lone back. They pitch to him right side. Johnson gets maybe a yard or two up across the 35-yard line to about the 37-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 8. They tried to sweep it to the right side that time. 20-0. St. Bernard's has got the lead. I'm Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com. Rebroadcasting this game on the radio Saturday morning. Thanks for joining us here. The Timberwolves have their work cut out for them. But like I've been saying, there's plenty of time left and still really one big play to get away. Here's a tight formation as a defense comes up. Morgan takes a snap and tries the left side and picks up a couple of yards. And there's a fumble. And St. Bernard says they have it. The officials have not made the signal yet. Now they do. So a fumble on the play, and St. Bernard's has it back. And that was just the bum's rush that time. St. Bernard's brought all 11 men into the box and just went charging forward and caused a fumble. They seem to have an answer for everything so far. So the Timberwolves defense back out on the field again. Trailing 20-0 with 6:50 to go here in the first half. And the Timberwolves call a timeout. We'll take a timeout here. This is MendocinoTV.com and the Skunk FM. I'm Lindy Peters, and we'll be back here following this timeout as St. Bernard's has it 1st and 10 after the turnover on the Timberwolves' 38-yard line. All right, after the timeout, we're back here. 6:50 to go in the half. St. Bernard's 20, Fort Bragg nothing. 1st and 10, St. Bernard's at the Timberwolves 39-yard line. Here comes that spread offense. 3 men spread to the right. 1 man, Huddleston, in the backfield with Allen back there. As they call in the play from the sideline and get set to go, the Timberwolves defense, 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. There's the snap. Allen back to pass. Throws. Caught by Pimental inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line with Tupper on the coverage that time making the stop. But once again, St. Bernard's knocking on the door. 1st and 10 at the Timberwolves 14-yard line. If you tuned in late, St. Bernard's has been in total control of this game, although the Timberwolves have fumbled twice and also watched St. Bernard's recover an onside kick. 6:35 to go in the half. Allen gives. That's Evan Sizer with the ball going around the left side, and he is stopped just inside the 10-yard line. Well, actually, they're going to spot it at the 11-yard line, so only a 2-yard gain that time. 2nd down and 8. And quickly, the St. Bernard's Crusaders are up to the line of scrimmage with their no-huddle spread offense. Allen in shotgun, takes a snap, fakes, keeps it, and nice little move this time as he gets to the right side, gets outside, still on his feet, dives forward inside the 10 to the 4-yard line. I think he's going to be close to the 1st down. That was a nice run by Allen that time. Put a move on a man and dove inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line where it's going to be 3rd down and short. Almost mistake-free. Allen looks like he might be coming out. When he dove forward, he may have injured himself a little bit. You hate to see a kid hurt. Fort Bragg will tell you all about it. Their star offensive player, Zach Smith, hasn't played in this game. And Allen, when he gets to the sideline, goes down, holding something. And now a timeout has been called by the officials. It shouldn't be an injury timeout. That man's off the field. It is. It's an official's timeout, which should not really be called under this circumstance. The man ran under his own power off the field, but a timeout was called. Now they bring the action back, and Allen, for the first time, is on the sidelines, actually for the 2nd time. Noah Davis is in there at quarterback for St. Bernard's. It's going to be 3rd down and short. I'm not sure what happened to Allen. Noah Davis gives, and into the end zone for a touchdown around the left side that time goes Clive Huddleston. And it's now 27-0. 4:51 to go, and we're still on the first half. Well, you wonder, it's going to be an interesting locker room talk from Coach Roy Perkins, but he's going to have to come up with some answers here. Of course, he's not playing the game, but they have no answers for this spread offense. There's a give again to Huddleston, and right into the end zone he goes for the extra point. They're just making it look easy. And it's now 28-0. Crusaders with the lead, 4:51 to go. The Timberwolves haven't moved the ball on offense. They haven't stopped the Crusaders on defense. And it doesn't matter who's in there at quarterback, as Allen went to the sideline that time, Patrick Allen, and granted they had the ball at the 4-yard line, but St. Bernard scored on the first play. So St. Bernard's, who were beat last week by St. Vincent 20-0, seems like they're a little fired up after that loss last weekend. And Fort Bragg, you would think, would be fired up because this is the one team that beat them in regular season last year, but they didn't beat them this badly. And you don't want to make excuses, but Fort Bragg's outstanding running back, Zach Smith, though suited up, is not going to play in this game. And boy, do they miss him now. They just don't seem to be able to come up with a big play right now, either offensively or defensively. And 2 fumbles, a recovered onside kick by the opponent, and everything is green in St. Bernard's colors. We'll keep it right here as we get set for the kickoff. 4:51 to go in the half. 28-0 St. Bernard's. Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com. As Thrapp will kick it off. Ibarra back there with Morgan to receive the kickoff. And there's a short little kick. And St. Bernard's has it. The kick was missed by the Timberwolves. I think that was Titus. It hit his uniform, and St. Bernard's gets the return. And guess what? The defense is back out on the field again for the Timberwolves with 4:50 to go in this first half. 28-0. Well, you wonder what else can go wrong. Allen back out on the field for St. Bernard, so apparently he's okay after that injury. So the Timberwolves, another turnover. As if they needed that. So here's that spread offense again as Allen sends a man in motion. Fakes. Going to throw long. And this time Nathan Johnson makes the interception. And slips as he tries to cut back. So the Timberwolves get it right back. As Johnson makes the interception at about the 23-yard line. Well, 22-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10, Fort Bragg at their own 22. So the first turnover via the pass for the Timberwolves tonight as Nathan Johnson comes up with the interception. Looked like he wanted to return that a ways, but slipped just as he was making a cut. So Ashby over center with Johnson, the lone running back. Pitch to Johnson left side. He gets by one man and then is stopped. After about a short 2-yard gain, Heath Francis closed it off quickly for St. Bernard's. About a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7. 4:27 to go in the half. St. Bernard's 28, Fort Bragg nothing. You really don't expect to see such a one-sided game here at Timberwolves Stadium, though it is early in the season and the Crusaders do have a good team. So Ashby at quarterback with Johnson, the lone running back. 2 men split left, 2 men split right. Ashby will take it out of the shotgun. Fakes. Now he throws. His pass is overthrown that time. Intended for Vaughn. Good coverage by Logan Thrapp. Incomplete. Setting up 3rd down and 7. 3:58 to go. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. We're in the first half. 28-0 St. Bernard's. Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM rebroadcasting this game Saturday morning, and you're also watching this on MendocinoTV.com. So a big 3rd down play for the Timberwolves. They need to sustain some sort of drive here, if nothing else, to keep St. Bernard's offense off the field. Ashby in the shotgun. Pass outside to Vaughn. Makes the catch. Gets a good crackback block. Breaks a tackle and gets a 1st down. And finally, the Timberwolves fans have something to cheer about, but guess what? A penalty flag on the play. So this will probably come back. Official talking now. Talking it over at about the 22-yard line, but Johnson seems to be indicating it might be against St. Bernard's, but let's see. No, I'll wait. I've given up trying to handicap when an official is going to call in a high school game, but it looks like they're going to mark it off against St. Bernard's. 3:52 to go here in this first half, 28-0. The Crusaders leading the Timberwolves. It's a chop block. It is against the Timberwolves. So the official who started the other direction now has turned around, and that's why I said I don't try and guess what a high school official is going to do. So that'll negate the 1st down play, and when the Timberwolves finally get something going, their own mistake, a penalty, brings it back, and it's 15 yards. So it's going to set up 3rd down and 15 now, the ball at their own 17-yard line. So Ashby will run it out of the shotgun now with Johnson, the lone back, with him. 2 men left, 2 men right. Ashby fakes to the right. Pump fake. Now he throws. His pass is incomplete. Tupper, the intended receiver, Breaking up the play was Clive Huddleston for St. Bernard's. 4th down. So with 3:37 to go in the half, they're going to have to punt it away again and turn it over to the St. Bernard's offense. River Saunders back to punt it for the Timberwolves. He's standing near his own end zone. Chandler Wilson back to receive it at about midfield. Timberwolves again don't have the right people out there. One man has to run out. They're just really out of sorts here tonight. There's the snap. Saunders gets the punt away. Takes a Fort Bragg bounce across the 50. Nice punt by Saunders down to the 41, inside the 40. It finally goes down to the 40-yard line. So about a 41-yard punt from Saunders, and the St. Bernard's Crusaders will have it on their own side of the field at their 40-yard line, where it's 1st and 10, St. Bernard's. 3:27 to go in the half. St. Bernard's 28, Fort Bragg nothing. If you tuned in late, that's the score, and it's been all St. Bernard's from the very start. They received the opening kickoff. They went down and scored a touchdown. They did an onside kick. A few minutes later, after a change of possessions, they scored again. And they've been making a habit of scoring touchdowns so far here in the first half, as they've blown this game open early on, and they've kept their pedal to the metal. So here we go. The Timberwolves defense has spent most of the time on the field tonight. Allen at quarterback for the St. Bernard's Crusaders offense. And this time a penalty, for some reason a whistle blew. Not sure what that was for. St. Bernard's called a timeout. Well, you're leading 28-0. You got the ball on your own 40-yard line with 3:26 to go in the half. I think they called a timeout just to prevent a 5-yard penalty there on 1st down, because it looked like it might have been a delay of game. Two things St. Bernard's done that has crossed up the Timberwolves. One, they're running the no-huddle offense, and the second thing is their offensive game plan. This spread offense, which the Fort Bragg JV's defense was able to handle rather easily, has been run to perfection by the St. Bernard's varsity team, and the Timberwolves varsity defense has not had an answer. And they've had a really tough game because they've made a lot of mistakes themselves. Fumbled a kickoff, 2 fumbles, allowed an onside kick to get recovered. They really have not played well. There's no other way of saying it. And again, I don't want to take anything away from St. Bernard's. They've played well, but you can't make the kind of mistakes Fort Bragg has made against a team of this caliber and expect to win. Allen takes the snap. Got a man open left side. Throw is knocked away as Tupper was able to catch up with Pimental, who was open at about the Timberwolves 40-yard line for a moment, and then Tupper caught up with him, got there step for step and knocked it away. So 2nd down and 10. Stop the clock with 3:20 to go in the half. So here we go. 3 men split out to the right, 1 man to the left. As Allen throws a quick pass, and the man is stopped by Tyler Ashby and tackled that time. Davis, no, that was Chandler Wilson who made the catch. And a penalty flag on the play. Getting a lot of penalties here. The officials don't get paid by the penalties. Sometimes you think they do in high school football. There's a holding call against St. Bernard's. Well, we'll take that. That'll move him back 10 yards. Ball back inside the 30 now, down to the 29-yard line, setting up 2nd down and 20 for St. Bernard's. Clock stops with 3:12 to go in the half. Well, St. Bernard's not showing any signs of letting up here, even though they lead 28-0. They're still pouring it on as they look over to the sidelines for the play. Allen, the quarterback, waits to get the call from the coach, looks at his wristband, sees what the play is, and sets him up. 3 men split to the right, back to pass. Looking to his left. Little short screen, it's caught. Huddleston makes the catch, and he's stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Nice play defensively that time by the Timberwolves. So it's 3rd down and 20 now. The ball spotted right at the 30-yard line. Down to 2.5 minutes to go in the half. Big 3rd down play for the Timberwolves now. I would look for Allen to run the football here. If he doesn't throw it, he's been the 3rd down runner for the most part so far tonight in the spread offense. 3-man split to the right, 1 man to the left, 1 man back behind Allen. He's back to pass. He's going to throw it across the middle. It's caught and stopped short of the 1st down that time by Tupper. Giacomello also there as Pimentel short of the 1st down, but close. That was about a 19-yard pickup down to their own 49-yard line. They're going to go for it. Minute 50 to go here in this first half. Nice pass by Allen that time. Again, Pimentel, the wide receiver, splits to the far side. 3 men are split here to the right. Allen, the lone back. I'd look for him. I'd key on him on this play. I said that last time, but short yardage. And this time he's going to throw sideline route. Incomplete. So that turns it over on downs to the Timberwolves. Cade McNamara, the intended receiver. So with 1:25 to go in the half, this is the best field position the Timberwolves have had, as they'll get it at the St. Bernard's 49-yard line. Well, if the Timberwolves can get something going here and get into the end zone in 1:25, they will receive the opening kickoff in the second half. But that's a big if, because their offense has not been able to move the ball here. Again, Zach Smith, the outstanding running back, on the sideline. He's in uniform. And again, they didn't have the personnel out on the field. A man ran out at the last minute, and it just really looks like the Timberwolves are completely disorganized tonight. They just don't have the right personnel. Well, Fort Bragg was able to call a timeout apparently before that play was called. Coach Perkins saw that he didn't have 11 men out there, and when a man was running out and you're about ready to snap the ball, you better call a timeout. So hard to really sugarcoat what's happening here tonight. We'll keep it right here with 1:20 to go in the half. 28-0. St. Bernard's has the lead. St. Bernard scored the first quarter. Within less than 5 minutes, they were in the end zone leading 6-0. And then just a couple minutes later, a 26-yard TD run from Allen made it 12-0. Then an 11-yard TD run from Allen made it 20-0. Huddleston ran it in and made it 27-0. They've scored two-point conversions, and that's where we stand. It's 28-0. Ashby back to pass. We're back to action. Throws, and it's caught by Tyvon. Nice pass that time to the 39-yard line, close to the first down. 1:13 to go here as the officials bring the chain gang up. They might be calling for a measurement here as it's on the far side. The chain gang's on the other side of the field. As the official looks across the field to determine whether it's a first down or not, it looks like he's going to call for a measurement. That's actually a good thing for Fort Bragg because the clock stops right now. 28-0. St. Bernard's has a lead. Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com as the timeout for measurement will bring the folks across the field here. They bring it across, and the officials will stretch it out and see. Want to mention here that the Timberwolves' next game will be 2 weeks from tonight. They do not play next week. They have the week off, and then they go down to San Francisco, play Galileo High, so it might not get any easier, that's for sure. So it is just going to be short of the first down after the measurement. At least that's what they've marked over there. I thought they said they had enough for the first down. They do. The chain gang a little slow over there. They still had it on second down. Now they get it on first down. So the Timberwolves line up with 1:13 to go, trailing 28-0. Tyler Ashby has 3 men split out here to the left. Devin Morgan, the lone back behind him. Fake to Morgan. Now he rolls to his right. He's got some room to run. He's to the 35. He's to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line as Ashby finally cracks off a big run. And with less than a minute to go, the Timberwolves get a first down inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. One thing about being behind and having your defense playing the whole game, the St. Bernard's defense is fresh, although a lot of these guys go both ways, but defensively they are fresh. So when you're trying to come back in the game, you're playing against a pretty fresh defense here. 1st and 10, just inside the 20 for Fort Bragg, and I mentioned they would really do well if they could get into the end zone before the half. If nothing else, it would be an emotional lift. Same formation this time to the right. Ashby fakes a pitch, and he's dropped. In the backfield that time to stop him was Tommy Brown. Also in there was Heath Francis. It looked like those two didn't even get blocked. And the clock now ticking down 48, 47, 46 seconds to go. It's going to set up second down and about 17. Ball at the 26-yard line of McKinleyville. Johnson, the lone back behind Ashby. They come up now to the line of scrimmage. Fake pitch. Looking to his left, in trouble, penalty flag down. Ashby rolling around out there. Now he looks downfield and throws, got a man wide open. He makes the catch. A penalty flag is down and he's across the goal line. Touchdown Timberwolves, but hold the phone. We got 2 penalty flags. Martinez made the catch, and we've got penalties, and I think it's going to come back against the Timberwolves. Holding is the call against Fort Bragg, so that nullifies the touchdown, and they're offsetting penalties. There's a pass interference call, I think, against St. Bernard, so they'll just run the play again with 19 seconds to go. And wouldn't you know it, the one bright moment for the Timberwolves taken away by a penalty flag. Seen a lot of them tonight. Don't have stats on how many penalties have been thrown, and it is high school football. But with 19 seconds to go in the half, it's St. Bernard's 28, Fort Bragg nothing. The Timberwolves trying to make a dent in that scoreboard and put a number up there. Ashby, back to pass. To his left, got some time, throws, underthrows it, and it's intercepted. Right at the 10-yard line by Logan Thrapp. With 4 seconds to go in the half, St. Bernard's will take it over. And mercifully, this first half will come to a close with the Crusaders leading 28-0. Ball will be right at the 10-yard line. I would imagine all St. Bernard's would do at this point is just to try and run the clock out. But you never know. They haven't shown the propensity to take it easy on the Timberwolves, that's for sure. Fort Bragg hurting themselves enough. And as I look at the sideline, you got to feel for Zach Smith, the star running back who's in uniform but not playing, and watching this happen to his teammates. He cares so much, and they'll just get around the ball and run the clock out. Take a knee, and that'll do it. The end of the first half, the score. It is St. Bernard's 28, Fort Bragg nothing. We'll break for halftime. I'm Lindy Peters and return with the second half in just a couple minutes. All right, we're back for the second half. I'm Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com. St. Bernard's 28, Fort Bragg nothing. If you just joined us, that is the score, and that's pretty indicative of this game. It's been all St. Bernard's. Fort Bragg has hurt themselves with a lot of mistakes, but you got to give the Crusaders credit. They've played very well. And in a game like this, with a score like this, and it's only halftime, my job isn't all that easy. So the Timberwolves get 11 men out there to receive the kickoff. The crowd, some of them have left, but those that are here are fired up and trying to get the Timberwolves purple and white out there on the field fired up as well. I'm sure Coach Perkins had a few things to say at halftime with his team getting thrashed and making so many mistakes. So the Crusaders will kick it off as Logan Thrapp, 6'4", 165 junior, kicks it off. It's taken at the 18-yard line to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35-yard line. Nice return by Gabe Ibarra. So the Timberwolves have it 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. So a nice return by Ibarra. See if that sparks his teammate up a little bit. One of the problems the first half had for the Timberwolves is that they didn't seem to get the right personnel out on the field for a lot of plays. All right, Ashby out of the shotgun. Fakes to Morgan, keeps it himself, and is tackled. A penalty flag, might be a face mask. Tackled that time by Francis. But then again, the Timberwolves are moving backwards. So I said how many mistakes they were making, and right away on the first play, a holding call against the Timberwolves. Brings it back 10 yards, and it'll be 1st down and 20. The ball at the 28-yard line. So Timberwolves come up after the penalty now. Move back 10 yards, 1st and 20. 2 men split left, 2 men split right. Ashby out of the shotgun. Gets the snap. Quick pass to Morgan, left side. He breaks one tackle at the 30 and dives forward to the 34. Picks up about 4 yards. 2nd down now and about 14. Ball at the 34-yard line. Just underway 3rd quarter. Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com, and what has been a long night here. On the bright spot, the Timberwolves JV team looked really good. They beat St. Bernard's 35-14, and the Crusaders only got 2 touchdowns in the late in the game. It was all for Bragg in the JV contest, but not on the varsity. Ashby now, back to pass, rolling to his right, throws, and it's intercepted. He overthrew his man that time, and a nice run back, running the ball back after the interception was Logan Thrapp. And he brings it back across midfield all the way down to the Timberwolves' 34-yard line, and yet another turnover. And the Timberwolves defense, who spent, they might as well get a camping permit the time they've spent out there tonight. They're back out there again. 10:43 to go, so the first possession does not go well for the Timberwolves, trailing 28-0. Here comes the St. Bernard's spread offense with the no huddle, with their quarterback Patrick Allen back there. Sends a man in motion, fakes to him, runs left side's got some room, spins away from one man and gets down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. I think he's going to be short of the 1st down, about the 35-yard line, so pick up about 9, 25-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 1. The Timberwolves just defensively have no answer for this spread offense right now. 3 men split to the right, 1 man to the left. This is the man they usually come in motion. They either give it to him running to the right where the strong side of the formation is, and if he fakes it, then he runs left and has had a lot of room. Allen so far tonight. This time, straight throw. Cross it comes to Pimentel, who makes a catch, gets a 1st down after a stiff arm inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Almost a pick play that time to get Pimentel open. 1st and 10, St. Bernard's. They're on the march again inside the Timberwolves 20-yard line. Just underway 3rd quarter. St. Bernard's 28, Fort Bragg nothing. You're listening to a rebroadcast of this game on the Skunk FM and watching it via the internet on MendocinoTV.com. 3rd quarter. 28-0 St. Bernard's. 1st down inside the Timberwolves 20. Allen with a hard count. One of the Timberwolves jumps off sides. And he didn't make contact. You have time to get back when you jump off sides. I don't know why the official threw the flag that time, but it's a 5-yard penalty. And for the 3rd or 4th time tonight, the Timberwolves are drawn off sides on the hard count. So it'll set up 1st and 5 now. Ball inside the 15-yard line. Allen out of the shotgun, takes a snap, looking to his left, throws. Man makes a catch, but his knee is down. Down at the original line of scrimmage. So they lost about 5 yards that time. Setting up 2nd down and 9 And here comes that no-huddle spread offense. 2 men split to the right, 1 man to the left. The only man in the backfield along with Allen is Huddleston this time. Snap. Gives it to Huddleston. Right side. Cuts inside. Gets a nice gain back close to the 10-yard line to about the 12-yard line. Setting up third down. Third quarter, 8:35 to go. Timberwolves trailing 28-0 as St. Bernard's has come into Fort Bragg and played a great game so far, both offensively and defensively, although defensively they haven't had to be out on the field too often. The Timberwolves, if you had time of possession, and I don't have those stats, it's been all St. Bernard's. They have had it on offense pretty much the entire game. Third down and 3. The ball at the 13-yard line. They got to get it inside the 10 to the 9 for a first down. Snap, fake. Here comes Allen. Got the first down and more inside the 5, down to the 3. Tackled that time after he got the first down. Tommy Giacomello made the stop. But again, it's right inside the 5-yard line where it's going to be first and goal for St. Bernard's, knocking on the door again. The Crusaders last year, their season came to an end at Ferndale in a rather bizarre ending. The same day the Timberwolves season came to an end last year in the playoffs against Arcata. They were both up there in the same area on the same day, both losing. This year, early on this season, second game for both teams. St. Bernard's looks good. There's oh my goodness, Devin Morgan had a chance to pick it off and go the other way 100 yards, and he couldn't hang on to it. And that's been the Timberwolves tonight. That ball was right to Morgan, and it makes the pick. I don't know if he could outrun Logan Thrapp, but if he could, that would have been a pick 6, and it would have been a long one. But just as the night is gone, Morgan unable to hang on to that ball. So second and goal. Nothing going right for the Timberwolves, and I mean nothing. 1 man split to the left this time. That's Evan Sizer. See if they put him in motion. Here he comes in motion. There's a snap. There's the give to him around the right side, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Bernard's. Well, I could see the play developing from up here, but again, I can't strap on a helmet and go down there and do anything about it, but it's predictable. You can see what they're doing. I'm watching it, and if you're watching it on MendocinoTV.com, you're seeing it just as I am. But the Timberwolves have no answer. They can't stop them. It's now 34-0. 7:05 to go, third quarter. They send a strong formation with 3 guys to the right. Here's the guy in motion again. This time he takes it around the right side and is stopped short of the goal line on the 2-point conversion. So, with the score, 34-0, 7:05 to go, third quarter. We'll take a little break and come back with a kickoff and see if the Timberwolves can get something going on offense. All right, here we go as St. Bernard's, leading 34-0, gets ready to kick this ball off to the Timberwolves. They had a chance that time to get an interception and at least stop the bleeding momentarily, but Devin Morgan, who made a nice defensive play, unable to hang on to that interception. And 1 play later, they're into the end zone again. The Crusaders on a mission tonight under their new head coach, Matt Tomlin, who were shut out last week, have put 34 points on the board this week. And here's the kick. It's a nice deep kick taken by Barr at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, cuts back at the 30 and is hit right across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Heath Francis makes the tackle. So the Timberwolves offense gets back out on the field. See if they can generate some offense here. Ball at the 33-yard line. If you're just joining us, St. Bernard scored early. They scored often. They took the lead and have just kept pouring on the gas here. The Timberwolves star running back Zach Smith suited up tonight but has not played. He was injured against McKinleyville last week. That knee is not injured seriously, but they're holding him out tonight. Next week is a bye week, and then their next game will be in San Francisco against Galileo on the 20th. And there's a penalty flag as the Timberwolves come to the line of scrimmage. What is it, delay a game? No, the Timberwolves call a timeout before that flag flew.
Timeout, Timberwolves.
And I guess Coach Perkins saw that the Timberwolves weren't going to get the playoff, but this is the way the night's been going. You return a kickoff, your offense should run out there and run a play. But they were unable to get either the personnel out there or call the play in the huddle. I don't know. I'm not going to make any excuses, but Timberwolves seem a little bit disorganized or something. It's going very poorly tonight for the purple and white. And I don't want to take anything away from St. Bernard's, but there's been a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers, and just been not a very good game for the Timberwolves, any way you look at it. You're listening to the Skunk FM, a rebroadcast of this game Saturday morning, and watching it on the internet via MendocinoTV.com. Terry Vaughn doing a great job bringing you these games, archiving them so you can watch them anytime, anywhere on the internet or whatever device you have, smartphone, 4G, you can pick it up and watch it wherever you might be. So it's 1st and 10 now. It's Tyler Ashby out of, and again, a penalty as the Timberwolves line jumped before the ball was snapped, and I'm tired of making excuses. I just don't know what to say. It's difficult to even do this game as an announcer at this point. If you were watching that, half the team took off before the ball was snapped. Then the ball was snapped. It's a 5-yard procedure call against Fort Bragg, and there really hasn't been much to cheer about if you're a Timberwolves fan. 1st and 15 now. This looks more like the first game of the year than last week did. This time Ashby fakes a pitch, turns around, tries to run it, gets away from one man, and is tackled from behind. Nice stop by Francis that time.
Tackle made by number 74.
Picked up maybe a couple yards to the about the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Or I'm sorry, it'll be 2nd down and 13. Clock ticking down, 6:33 to go, third quarter, 34-0, St. Bernard's. 2 men split to the left, 2 men in the backfield behind Ashby now. He's back to pass, rolling to his left, throws, and it's intercepted by the Chinese foreign student, Stephen Zhang. And Zhang is hit and dropped.
Number 17, Brian Loball, intercepting Timberwolves.
Or I'm sorry, it's Loblad that intercepted. I thought it was number 10. Well, I don't know. It's hard to see the numbers across the way. But it was Loblad that made the interception. And he returns the ball down to the Timberwolves 27 or 26-yard line. So St. Bernard's in business again. 6:14 to go, third quarter. Will they show any mercy? I doubt it. Here's that spread offense. 2 men split to the left, 2 men to the right. 1 back behind Allen at quarterback, who's been in shotgun all night. He gives to that man. It's Huddleston, and this time he picks up maybe 3 or 4 yards down to about the 21-yard line. Starting to cool off here tonight. Beautiful evening. The JVs, if you tuned in late, dropped it on St. Bernard's. The JVs won 35-14. Another great night for Kaylor Sullivan, their fine young quarterback. But the varsity is getting trounced here. No other way of putting it. 2nd down and 6. Ball at the 20. And this time Allen drops the snap, rolling to his left. He's in trouble. Timberwolves chasing him down, and finally 3 guys tackle him at the 43-yard line. A big loss. Any penalty flags? No. How about that? The officials stay off the play this time. Big loss all the way back to the 43-yard line as Allen, who's had such tremendous luck running the football, had his luck run out that time, setting up 3rd down now and about, looks like 23. 5:13 to go, third quarter. St. Bernard's 34, Fort Bragg nothing. 3 men split to the left, 2 men to the right on the spread offense. Of course, 3 of these people that are in the split formation have to be in the slot. You got to have 4 in the backfield. So Pimental, the wide receiver out here left, another man wide out right, and the rest slotted inside of them. And there's a penalty flag. And what do we got? Delay a game? That's it. Delay a game called against St. Bernard's. And when you get a delay a game and you're running the no-huddle offense, that's not very good either. So it goes 5 yards back, and that'll make it 3rd down and 30 now. 34-0. St. Bernard's over Fort Bragg. 4:48 to go, 3rd quarter, and the St. Bernard's Crusaders will call a timeout. We'll take a little break, return with action here in a flash. Following the timeout now, St. Bernard's up to the line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 30. I wouldn't be surprised if they get the first down the way this game's gone. 3 men split out left, 2 men split out right. Allen takes the snap, drops back, looks. Now he throws to his right. Man makes a catch at the 34 to the 30. Knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line, setting up 4th down, but he picked up about 17 yards that time. 16, 17 yards. Good gain. That'll mean they'll probably go for it here on 4th down. They should. They're at the Timberwolves 30-yard line. And if you tuned in late, it's 34-0 St. Bernard's, and their offense has been on the field for a vast majority of this ball game. Timberwolves defense has been out there maybe too long tonight. They're starting to look a little haggard. There's a quarterback draw, and Allen running left, still on his feet, close to the first down. Quarterback draw on 4th and 14, and Allen gets up close to the first down. Did he get it? He might have been stopped short. And if so, the Timberwolves offense takes over. They do. It's short of the first down, and not by much. Boy, Patrick Allen again sort of limping off the field across the way, favoring his right leg. If I'm St. Bernard's and I'm ahead 34-0, and I got a quarterback that looks pretty talented from what I can see here tonight, I wouldn't play him anymore. You got a whole season ahead of you, just the second game of the year, but he might be cramped up. Something bothering his right leg as he limped off. Fort Bragg on offense now has it at their own 18-yard line. First down, Ashby gives to the first man through. In the game is Scooty Titus. He picks up a few, maybe 3 or 4 yards to the 22-yard line. Call it a 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6. Clock running, 4:12 to go, 3rd quarter. Fort Bragg trailing 34-0. Just at this point, want to put some points on the board. Johnson and Morgan in the backfield, split behind Tyler Ashby at quarterback. And there's a penalty flag. One of the reasons this game is taking so long is the amount of penalties. And again, this is high school football, but sometimes I wonder if they get paid by the penalty. See what the call is. Illegal motion against the Timberwolves. You got to remember, this is high school football. This is not professional football. And I know I'm not an official. I just sit up here and announce the games, but you know, it's 34-0. You're still plenty of time, and it's only the 3rd quarter. You might want to keep that hanky in your pocket, unless it's a blatant penalty. So moving it back now, it's 2nd down and close to 10 now for the Timberwolves. Ashby pitches back to Johnson, trying to get around the left side. Cuts back, gets across the 20, and dropped down at about the 21-yard line, picking up maybe 3 or 4 yards, setting up 3rd down and long. And the Timberwolves can't get anything going, whether it's a pitch, whether it's running up the middle. Ashby's been intercepted a couple of times tonight. They've fumbled the ball a couple of times. So the ball at the 21-yard line, they need to get it to about the 28-yard line to get a first down. It's 3rd down and 7. 2 men split right, 1 man, Johnson, split out left. Ashby will take it out of the shotgun. Back to pass, looking to his right, and he underthrows the football. Incomplete, 4th down. Ty Vaughn, the intended receiver that time. And that ball was a few yards short. So the Timberwolves are forced to punt again. Clock stops with 2:48 to go in this 3rd quarter. 34-0 St. Bernard's. Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM rebroadcasting this game. Glad you're with us. While we're doing this game live at Timberwolves Stadium, Yasmiro Petit of the San Francisco Giants taking a perfect game into the 9th inning. So if you were on the radio last night, and again, the Timberwolves punt team doesn't have enough guys out there. And there's the punt. It's a short punt by River Saunders. Takes a St. Bernard's bounce, and Nathan Johnson downs it at the 35. And the punt only about 13 yards. But why can't they get the right personnel on the field? I don't get it. If you're watching on Mendocino TV, you saw a man, as the ball was being snapped pretty much, running out on the field on the punt team. Well, they really got to do some work. It's a good thing they have a week off, and I can't really fault Coach Roy Perkins. He had him so well prepared for the game last week. It just looks like a different team here tonight. Well, guess what? Patrick Allen is on the bench, and Noah Wilson's in there now, and they got a backup running back who takes the ball around the right side, breaks a tackle, spins away from one, gets 5 yards down to the 30-yard line. That's Stephen Zhang. Apparently that was him that time. I called his number wrong the last time. He checks out. He's a foreign student from China. I think the Timberwolves would rather dig a hole to China right now the way they've been playing, to use an old phrase. All right, second down. Wilson back to pass. Gets away from one man, gets away from another, and is tackled by Ty Vaughn, but not before he gets a first down inside the 25 to the 24. Poor tackling by the Timberwolves that time. Davis, the second-string quarterback, in the game now, so they are showing a little mercy. The fine performance by Patrick Allen could be over. He's on the sidelines with his helmet off right now. There's Wilson drawing the Timberwolves off sides again on first down with a hard count. And that stops the clock. 1:49 to go, third quarter, 34-0. I've seen a lot of Fort Bragg Timberwolves football games in my time, over 30 years here, and this is the worst I've ever seen a Timberwolves team play in terms of mistakes. Wilson, swing pass, right side. Catch made. One tackle broken, another tackle broken. Morgan finally trips him up after he picks up about 6 yards. That was Nick Evansizer. Don't want to take anything away from the Crusaders. I've said that before. They've played very well. But you couple that with the fact that the Timberwolves have played so poorly, and the results are on the scoreboard. It's 34-0. Snap, Wilson looking right side, lob pass for the end zone, touchdown Crusaders, as Logan Thrapp makes the catch, and it's now 40-0 with a minute to go in the third quarter. Crusaders always go for 2 points with that spread offense, and the play they run every time, Evansizer split out to the left. 3 men are going to be split to the right. He's going to come in motion, and I predict Wilson will give it to him running to the right. There he is. There's the motion, and a penalty. Well, didn't suspect that to come, but maybe I should have. 5 yards against St. Bernard's. I guess that's a motion call or a false start. So, well, they might try a different play, but I guarantee you they were going to run that same play, which the Timberwolves should know is coming and yet have trouble stopping. And Allen's going to come into the game. And here's that same formation. They're probably going to give it to him instead. 3 men right, 1 man left. See if Allen, the man lined up to the left, comes in motion here. Wilson at quarterback. This is a 7-yard cover. No, he's going to throw. Drops back, throws to Allen in the corner. It's incomplete. So Allen came back in the game, and they went for him for the 2-point conversion. So with 1:01 to go, third quarter, it is St. Bernard's 40, Fort Bragg nothing. We'll be back with a kickoff here in just a moment. All right, we're back here with a kickoff. My mistake. Noah Davis is the backup quarterback. I think I was calling Wilson's name, but it was Noah Davis who was the backup quarterback in that series for St. Bernard's. So there's 1:01 to go, third quarter. It is 40-0. The Crusaders leading the Timberwolves. Yes, you heard that score correctly. I'm Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM, rebroadcasting this game on a Saturday morning. And you're watching this, if you're still watching, on MendocinoTV.com. There's the kickoff by Logan Thrapp. It's a bouncer. Morgan fields it at his 18 to the 20 to the 25, across the 25 to the 27, and that time Noah Davis makes the stop. So Fort Bragg, whose offense has done little or nothing tonight, is back out on the field. Not only have they been able to move the football, they've made so many mistakes. Turned the ball over, had the wrong personnel out there, a lot of penalties. They did get a touchdown, but it was called back due to a penalty. And players are now walking off the field rather than running off. So here we go. Costello now at quarterback for the Timberwolves. Takes the snap. Throws out to Tyvon, left side, makes a catch, stiff arms one man, gets across the 30 down to the 32-yard line. That should get it up close to the 33-yard line. Nice 5-yard gain that time on first down, second down and 5. The third quarter clock ticking down, 32 seconds to go. There'll be time for one more play here in this third quarter. 40-0. St. Bernard's over Fort Bragg. I'm Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com. See if they do get this play off. Costello at quarterback now out of the shotgun. Two men split out here to the right, Johnson and Vaughn. Costello looking this way, throws to Johnson, and it's through his hands at the 40-yard line. Incomplete, stopping the clock with 8 seconds to go and setting up 3rd and 5.
Johnson. That'll bring up 3rd and 5 for Timberwolves.
So Costello, who has come into this game now, looks like he'll probably get the rest of the snaps. Ashby is going to take the rest of the night off in the QB position. Losing 40-0. One thing you don't want are any key injuries at this point. Costello in trouble, throws, and this time Johnson makes a catch. Short of the first down, there's a face mask, and they don't even call it. You saw that if you watched it on Mendocino TV, and the fans in here are really upset because these officials who've called every little ticky-tacky penalty all night missed one right there. Johnson is driven out of bounds, and he does get a first down. So nice play by Nathan Johnson, and it was so clear if you were watching on Mendocino TV, the defender had his hand right on Johnson's face mask going out of bounds, but the officials missed it. So a first down with just 1 second to go here in this third quarter, trailing 40-0. The ball now at their own 37-yard line. Costello back to pass, looking to his left. Throws. It's caught by Tyvon. Touchdown, Timberwolves. As he goes all the way, catching it in gathering it in, that is, at the 25-yard line. And Vaughn goes all the way for a touchdown, and the Timberwolves fans have something to cheer about. A 72-yard touchdown pass. Not 72. I was listening to the PA announcer. It was from the 38-yard line. So a 62-yard touchdown pass from Costello to Vaughn. And it's 40-6 on the last play of the third quarter. The defender that time for St. Bernard's went for the ball, and by doing so, Vaughn got just behind him, and Costello, to his credit, put it right on the money. So Saunders out for the extra point now. There's the snap, spots down, the kick is up, it's got the distance, and it's good. And with no time on the clock, that's the end of the third quarter. The score, St. Bernard's 40, Fort Bragg 7. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this. All right, here we go. 12 minutes to go in this game as the Timberwolves will kick it off. They just scored a touchdown at the end of the third quarter. Their first points on the board, 40-7. St. Bernard's with the lead. River Saunders will kick it off for the Timberwolves here as we enter the fourth quarter. And his kickoff is a long kickoff. Allen, the deep man, watches it go over his head and through the end zone. So Saunders kicking the ball well tonight. You got to start looking for positive things for the Timberwolves. That last series, Costello, who came off the bench, got a first down on third down, Anthony Costello, and threw the touchdown pass. So Costello does a good job coming in here, mopping things up in this game tonight. And again, the Timberwolves don't have the right personnel out there. So someone's running on late. They're starting to count people, but St. Bernard's also sends a man in there late as they run that spread offense. And again, the backup quarterback, Noah Davis, is in there. Davis gives to the first man through, and he is hit and dropped immediately that time. Clock will run now when the team is ahead by this many points. It's 40-7 in high school football. Just like basketball, they'll let the clock run. They're not going to stop it when a man goes out of bounds or on an incomplete pass. All right, 2nd down and 10. Davis in the shotgun. Takes a snap, fakes, runs himself left side, and he's got some room. Got a first down across the 30 to the 35, up to the 40-yard line. Where it'll be 1st and 10. St. Bernard's. The man who has outside containment for the Timberwolves on either side has been getting blocked tonight. They've got really poor outside containment from whoever is responsible, and I don't want to name names because there have been different formations and different people are going to have that responsibility, but St. Bernard's has been able to get the ball outside time after time tonight. So Davis, the substitute quarterback, out of the shotgun, gives to Shang, and he's dropped in the backfield for a loss this time. 4th quarter, 10:30 to go now in the game. St. Bernard's leading 40-7. This is MendocinoTV.com, and you're listening to a rebroadcast of this game Saturday morning on the Skunk FM. Dalsmero Petit had a perfect game last night for the Giants, if you heard it here on the Skunk. 2 outs, 9th inning, and pinch hitter Eric Chavez got a single to ruin the perfect game. Boy, that would not have been fun to have been in AT&T Park last night. The Giants won the game, but to get that close and then lose it, especially to Chavez, who a lot of people thought was washed up, that was tough. Anyway, back to action. Shang, the ball carrier again, picks up about 7 yards up to the 45-yard line, setting up 3rd down and about 4. Crusaders, no huddle offense. Up to the line of scrimmage, Davis at quarterback in the shotgun. He waits now. Instead of trying to get the play off in a hurry, he's letting the time go down off the clock, as he should. And again, he gives to Shang. The ball carrier's got a first down right at the 50-yard line, still taking people with him as he gets across Timberwolf territory to about the 46-yard line. Well, the people that made it down from St. Bernard sitting across the way, not a lot of them. They're making noise, and they should. Their team has played very well. 40-7. Crusaders leading, 9 minutes to go in the game. And it's getting quite chilly here tonight now as skies remain clear. When the fog rolls in, it's a little bit warmer, but very chilly. Davis, the 2nd-string quarterback for the Crusaders, in there now, lined up in the shotgun, close to midfield. Takes a snap, gives it to Shang again, and Shang is going to be dropped for a loss almost as soon as he got the handoff that time. Nice tackle by the Timberwolves defense. I think that was Beckman in there that made the initial hit. Loss of about 3. Setting up 2nd down and 13. 8:15 to go in the game. We'll keep our eye on that clock. Davis waiting now for the clock to go down a little bit on this no-huddle offense before he calls the play. 2 men split to the right, 2 men split left. 1 man back behind him in the backfield. As he lets the clock go down, now he steps up, takes a snap, gives. Right up the middle goes the man, and he's stopped from behind that time. Giacomello made the initial hit. I think that's Seaman. We don't have a 22 in the program. We do have a 23 in the program. Not sure who that is for the Crusaders, but 40-7 the score. St. Bernard's has the lead. 7:26 to go in the game. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 now. The ball just across midfield at the Timberwolves 49-yard line. Again, the quarterback Davis waiting for the clock to tick down. A very subdued, quiet crowd here tonight for the Timberwolves. They haven't had much to yell about. Davis keeps it himself, right side. And he cuts back, and this time good outside containment by the Timberwolves. Scooty Titus forced that running back to take it back inside where he was stopped, setting up 4th and 10. And there might be a penalty. The officials are discussing something. There is a penalty flag on the play. It's against the Timberwolves. It's a personal foul, a blow to the head, and that'll just give another first down to the St. Bernards. A 15-yard penalty down to the 35-yard line. So all night things have been going from bad to worse for Fort Bragg. 6:24 to go in the game. 40-7. St. Bernard's with the lead. Lindy Peters here on the Skunk FM rebroadcasting this game Saturday morning. And you're watching the video on MendocinoTV.com. Davis will wait now again for the clock to run down a bit before he's going to take the snap out of this no-huddle offense. A very effective no-huddle offense running the spread here tonight for the Crusaders. Pass, left side, catch made. And another penalty flag as Chandler Wilson gets close to the first down. And you know, they're keeping the clock running. They're not going to stop it for out-of-bounds and incomplete passes. I would make a recommendation that the referees just keep the flag in their pocket unless it's blatant. There's a personal foul called against St. Bernard's, so they'll bring it the other way. The nice thing is the clock is ticking away during these stops in the action. Not sure what happened on that personal foul, but it's 15 yards, so the ball will move back to the... Well, it's from the original line of scrimmage, so it's 15 yards back to midfield. So it'll be first down and 25 now. And St. Bernard's, for some reason, has called a timeout. So the clock will have to stop at this point. With 5:05 to go in the game, it's St. Bernard's 40 and Fort Bragg 7. And I'll give credit to the folks who have stuck around to watch this game at this point, and to you folks listening at home, and for those of you watching on MendocinoTV.com. Our next broadcast, by the way, will be live from San Francisco as the Fort Bragg Timberwolves travel down to the city. It's the final weekend of America's Cup, and we're going to be there at Galileo High School with MendocinoTV.com and the Skunk FM. We'll be broadcasting that game, as we are all season long, rebroadcasting the games Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And you can watch the game anytime, anywhere on your internet device, whether it's a smartphone or your home computer, your laptop, on MendocinoTV.com. But Fort Bragg is going down playing Galileo. They do have next week off. It is a bye week. There is no game scheduled, and that could be a good thing. The Fort Bragg Timberwolves need to regroup after what's happened here tonight. 40-7, St. Bernard's. And that score is every bit indicative of this game. It could be worse. First and 25 for St. Bernard's following that penalty and timeout. Quarterback Davis takes the snap, gives to Shang. Shang running right side, and he is hit, and then he's still on his feet, and finally out of bounds near midfield. Picking up about 7 yards. A tough run that time by Zhang. Gets up across the 45-yard line down to the Timberwolves' 43-yard line. 4:40 to go in the game. Again, the St. Bernard's Crusaders running this no-huddle offense will set up and then wait for some time to click off the clock as quarterback Noah Davis takes the snap, throws it left. Catch is made by Chandler Wilson out there, and one of the Timberwolves is holding his knee at the 40-yard line. Hopefully he's okay, but that will stop the clock, I think, for an injury with 4:11 to go in the game, an injury timeout. As both teams will take a knee during the injury timeout. I'm not sure who that was, but this is the one thing in a game like this you don't want to see, is one of the Timberwolves hurt. I didn't catch a number, and I don't want to speculate. Player lying on his back. If you're watching on MendocinoTV.com, you can see Coach Perkins has run out on the field leaning over him now. I thought, I'll go ahead and say it, I thought it was Shane Tupper. I'm not sure, though, because I can't see from here a number. But with 4:08 to go in the game, we do have a timeout on the field for an injury, so we will take a short break here and return for the final 4 minutes of this football game with St. Bernard's leading 40-7. All right, it was, in fact, Shane Tupper, and apparently just a leg cramp. It looked like they stretched out his leg a little bit as he's walking off under his own power. 3rd down and 14. But as I was about to say, you don't want any starters getting hurt at this point, or key players trailing 40-7. If you got some people who aren't going to be playing much, get them out there at this point. So St. Bernard's now looks like they're going to maybe even take a knee. They got a very tight formation. They do. They just take a knee on 3rd down and will probably punt it away on 4th down. So a nice gesture at this point in the game by the Crusaders saying, all right, look, we got a 33-point lead with 3 minutes to go. We're not going to rub it in because these two teams will play each other again at some point down the road. Might have the same head coaches, and coaches have long memories. So St. Bernard's is not going to do what Jim Harbaugh did to Pete Carroll when Stanford played USC a few years ago that created bad blood, and it's still bad blood. All right, St. Bernard's, a penalty called for a legal procedure that time. That'll just move them back a little bit. They were going to be punting from about the line of scrimmage was at the Fort Bragg 36, so it goes back to the 41-yard line. The punter is Clive Huddleston, so he'll be punting at about midfield. Nathan Johnson deep to receive. The only touchdown, Costello threw a 62-yard pass to Ty Vaughn, and that's been it for the Timberwolves offensively. The punt, Johnson lets it go, and it's down inside the 10-yard line or inside the 15-yard line. Hard to see in the far sideline. They'll be at the 12-yard line. 2:32 to go in the game. Fort Bragg trailing 40-7. This has been a very long game. So Timberwolves on offense now will, again, just see if they can get something going here to get the crowd a little warm feeling as they go home tonight. Costello remains in at quarterback. Morgan, the lone back with him. 3 men split to the left. Costello out of the shotgun. Rolling, looking to his left, makes the catch. That's Nathan Johnson across the 20 to the 23-yard line. Close to a first down for the Timberwolves, about a 10-yard pickup. So Johnson makes the catch for the Timberwolves. Under 2 minutes to go in the game now. Ball is going to be short of the first down, or it is a first down for the Timberwolves, so they move the chains up. It's at about the 23-yard line of Fort Bragg. Costello out of the shotgun. 3 men split to the right. Takes a snap, looks to his right. Throws. Caught at the 35, up to the 40, down to the 43-yard line. And that's Ty Vaughn who makes the catch, and Costello has looked good throwing the football as he's come into this game here in the later stages, replacing Tyler Ashby. Ashby, a much better runner, but Ashby had trouble throwing the ball. He threw a couple of interceptions and didn't live up to his true potential here tonight, but neither did the rest of his team. Costello remains at quarterback. 3 people split out here to the left. Costello looking this way, throws, and there's blatant pass interference by Pimental, and the flag comes in at midfield. You got to throw the flag. 38 seconds to go in the game. There's going to be time for one more play. If you were watching that on Mendocino TV, Pimental came, hit Vaughn, put his arm down into where the pass was going to be caught before the ball got there clearly, and it looks like there'll be one more play. 18 seconds to go in the game. The penalty will move the ball to the St. Bernard's 30, or call that 43-yard line. Costello, last play of the game, back to pass, looking deep, throwing, and it's incomplete at the 10-yard line. And the clock runs out. That'll do it, folks. Thanks for joining me. I'm Lindy Peters for the Skunk FM and MendocinoTV.com. Was not a very pretty game for the Fort Bragg Timberwolves, to be honest. They lost. The final, St. Bernard's 40, Fort Bragg 7. Now, again, we have next week off. Our next broadcast will be from San Francisco in 2 weeks. Let's give credit to the St. Bernard's Crusaders. They came down here and they played a very well-disciplined game. That spread offense, running it beautifully, doing an outstanding job with the no-huddle, which is not easy to do at the high school level. And you couple that with the fact that the Timberwolves did not play very well, and there's no other way of putting it. The result is right up there on the scoreboard. Again, the final, St. Bernard's 40, Fort Bragg 7. That'll do it for tonight. I'm Lindy Peters saying so long.